was a compulsive liar. You know, I clearly remember being inspired by this Russian cartoon where there was like an elephant character who looked super cool, and he used to lie to his mom and constantly get away with it. I never saw the end of the cartoon, so I clearly don't have any moral story from that. But what I remember is that this elephant was super cool, and the excitement in his eyes when he was lying and getting away with it. So I decided to try it in real life, you know, to lie and like how far I can get away with it. And at the time, the relationship with my mom was really on the rocks. Like, I remember believing that she was an evil witch, you know, that she was like always telling me to behave like a lady, and it was so reserved, and you know, post-Soviet Russia, you have to behave always. So I'm like, okay, I'm gonna try this. I started small. First, I decided to fake how to get away with cold and not go to school. And I got so good at this. You know, I was really attentive to details. I would heat the towel on the battery and I would put it on my forehead and like really keep it for 5 minutes. And I was really hot. And then I would heat the thermometer and it was exactly like the temperature where, you know, it's over and you're sick. And I got away with it. Like, my mom actually was saying to her friends, oh my God, I have such a sensitive child. She's always sick, you know, like poor baby. Like, I was so proud of myself. And I decided to upgrade it and take it to the next level and cheat my grades in school. So in Russia, usually they give you grades with an ink pen. And I got really, really good at erasing the ink and putting the grade higher. I was so good at it that at some point I decided to start a business, you know, like help other students upgrade their grades. And, you know. Yeah, I was really proud. And then there was another thing which was even bigger challenge for me. So we have this neighbor who was really friendly and she always invited us for tea at her apartment. And in the hallway of her apartment, there was this amazing, beautiful Fabergé egg. And if you don't know what Fabergé egg is, it's a Russian piece of art that was invented by Alexander III, and it was a gift originally for his Alexander's daughters and wife for Easter. And it's an egg made out of really precious metals like gold or silver, and when you open it up, it's a really like precious stone like sapphire or something like that. So when I saw that egg, I literally thought that I was in love. I thought that if I have this egg, I will have so many friends in school. You know, I was a shy child. I was really having a hard time talking to people, so I thought, okay, now I have this amazing toy. In Russia, nobody has toys, so I'll open it up and you know, have so many friends. And once I talked to my neighbor and I said, hey, you have this thing, like it's incredible, and they kind of ignored me. So I'm like, okay, I'm gonna take it away with me and they're not gonna notice, you know, and I'm gonna have so many friends. I took it, I put it in my pocket, and I decided to wait for 2 days and then see and bring it to my school. And it went really well. For 2 days, nobody was telling anybody, and I was about to get it to my school, and then my mom came over and she's like, did you take the egg? And I remember the elephant character in the Russian cartoon, I'm like, no, I didn't take the egg. You know, super cool, like getting away with it, not my first lie. So, fine. She was like, okay, like I believe you, you know, you're my child, whatever. And then I panicked and I was like, okay, I have to hide the egg. I'm gonna keep going, you know, I'm gonna get away with it. And I put it in the hole under my bed, because in Russia they distribute apartments to you by the government, and sometimes you get apartments with like holes in the walls. So I put it really like far away, nobody would find it ever. And then 2 days later, my mom comes and she's like, the neighbors call the police. They're gonna search the apartment if you don't tell right now. And at that point I was like, is my mom lying to me? Or like, is it gonna be like a lying competition, you know? The witch. So, but I looked at her eyes, and you know that moment when you look at somebody's eyes and you're just like, they're not lying. And I started crying right away, and I remember never being so connected to my mom like I was connected before. We cried for 6 hours, and I realized that it was much more freeing to connect to somebody through the truth and lying. And I thought I had this amazing lesson, and now I have kids, and I teach the same thing to them. You know, you can tell me anything. You know, you're not perfect. Like, you know, lie, I'll forgive you, whatever. So another day, I come home, and my daughter is like really quiet in her room, and the candies are missing. And I'm like, did you take the candies? You know, you can tell me. Like, I'll understand. Don't need to lie. And she's like, no. And then I go and I discover all the wrappers under her mattress. So I guess maybe it's in the DNA. I didn't learn the lesson. Okay, that's it. That's my story. Thank you, guys.